Fools will say Merry Christmas, but so will geniuses, because the game that is in front of you is a game played between Paul Morphy and Adolf Anderssen 167 years ago. Adolf Anderssen is remembered for playing the Immortal game and the Evergreen game, two of the most memorable and incredible chess games ever played, and Paul Morphy was the first unofficial world chess champion. And these two played a match against each other in 1858 to decide who was the strongest player in the world, and this game is named the Christmas Miracle because it was played on the 25th of December. In this position, Adolf Anderssen plays bishop to g4, and Paul Morphy plays the only move that fights for an advantage, knight to g5. If black plays a normal move like rook e1, you can actually take the h7 pawn, because if the knight captures back, you're going to drop the bishop. And if this knight is pushed away, now be careful, the knight is going to drop back, threaten to damage the pawn structure, and if you take this knight, now white is threatening a checkmate in one move, forcing you to damage your pawn structure even further. But don't forget that Adolf Anderssen is the guy that played the Immortal game, and he simply moves the rook to d8, and now Paul Morphy plays the very precise queen to b4, now attacking this pawn. And let me tell you right now, there is no way to save that pawn. If you for example play a move like b6, now knight takes h7 still works, and the same thing goes for something like rook to b8. Thanks to engines, we now know that the correct way to play this was h6, knight e4 and knight to d7, allowing white to capture this pawn, and after this trade, apparently black is fine. But to most players, this extra pawn of white seems like a big threat, which is why in this position Adolf Anderssen retreats the bishop to c8, saving it from the attack of the queen and defending the pawn at the same time. Paul Morphy develops the rook and Adolf attacks, but here Paul Morphy offers a trade of queens. Adolf trades and now plays a pretty significant mistake, knight to d5. This move is attacking the rook, but in this position Paul Morphy says Merry Christmas, and he plays bishop takes h7 check. And the issue is that if you move your king this way, you're actually getting checkmated after rook takes f7 and you're bringing the other rook, and Paul Morphy would have simply won. And if you go the other way, you're still losing the pawn. Adolf Anderssen tried to hold on with knight to c3, the rook moved, he desperately picked up a pawn, but Paul Morphy, very cool, calm and collected, brought back a rook, and now he was threatening to bring it this way. Adolf played rook a6, but after bishop to d3 by Paul Morphy. The rook is coming to the h-file. If you bring this rook to cover the check, there is going to be a knight fork. If you try to escape with the king, there is going to be a bishop fork. Which is why in this position, Adolf Anderssen looked at Paul Morphy and said, "Ho ho ho, I resign. Merry Christmas," and played bishop takes